If you're interested in working in a part of Kern County where they're utilizing the most cutting edge technology, the most innovative strategies to pull together some really cool stuff, then this episode is for you. My name is Brandon Evans. I'm the Director of Employers Training Resource, the county's Chief Workforce Development Officer, but you can call me the Jobs Guy. And we're out here today in Mojave at the Mojave Air Space Port. I get the honor to interview Dr. David G. Smith, who will talk to us all about some things that are out there, because we need to find out who they are, what they do, and most importantly, how they can hire you. So without any further ado, let's get ready for episode number 2. So we have the privilege today to be here at the Mojave Air and Spaceport with the CEO, Dr. David G. Smith. Dr. Smith, thank you for letting us be here today. I just want to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the community and talk about how this location here is like the hub of the aerospace innovation activities in this area.
Well, thank you so much. I so appreciate you being here. Yeah. Great opportunity to share a little about Mojave, maybe a little about myself, a little about what we do here in this unique part of East Kern. So, Mojave Air and Spaceport is a very unique place. So, a little about me to frame that, please. So, I came out of a career in the United States Air Force flying B-52s. Became a private pilot, went off after I retired from active duty and did some time with the California Guard, still affiliated with them. Became a senior civilian, ran Edwards Air Force Base as their senior civilian, and then off to Plant 42, where I was the government director of that very unique facility in Palmdale. The rare opportunity to come up here away from DoD service was super exciting to me. There are wonderful things we do in the Department of Defense, but there are huge constraints on our freedom of movement and our ability to be very, very creative. Not so here. Mojave is a remarkably innovative, creative place where if you think of the sign you may have seen when you drove onto the property, innovation flies here, we mean it. And our motto here at Mojave is simply permission granted. So you want to do something a little different? Come to Mojave. We can make that happen. And we do it every day. You know, Vast Aerospace is here and they're working on the next space station. And they're planning on putting that thing into orbit as early as next year. National Test Pilot School is here delivering more highly qualified test pilots with master's degrees from their curriculum, delivering more to the world than either the Navy or Air Force Test Pilot School does, and delivers them from all over the world, foreign students, corporate students, and U.S. military students. I myself am a graduate of National Test Pilot School programs. Stratolaunch is here with the world's largest aircraft, Rock. Imagine an aircraft 385 feet wide. Imagine that. I flew B-52s. I mentioned that briefly. If I took 2 B-52s, which are really big, and parked them wingtip to wingtip, that's not as big as Rock. So it's an amazing aircraft when you think about it. What's maybe more amazing is what it does. It's really a carrier aircraft for a system called Talon, which is a hypersonic system that is fully recoverable. So Rock takes off from Mojave, carrying Talon. They go out to the sea test ranges by Vandenberg, launch Talon. Talon accelerates to about Mach 5, considerably faster than a 30-06 bullet. Recovers autonomously at Vandenberg. We dust it off, put it on a truck, drive it back to Mojave, lather, rinse, repeat. It's an amazing thing, and it's got true national impact, because the reality is there are near-peer competitors out there to the United States. There is a potential for a global power struggle at some time, and we're probably a little behind on hypersonics. The idea of moving forward in that realm is really amazing, and to be a small part of that here at Mojave is stunning. Scaled Composites is here, with the roots being the Rutan brothers and the Voyager that flew all the way around the world.
Right.
an airplane unrefueled around the world in 9 days, nonstop. It's stunning. And that came from Mojave. That's that innovative attitude of permission granted.
Right.
We're going to figure it out. And we figure it out every day in the very most mundane ways and the very high-tech ways. So we have folks that just keep their general aviation airplane here that just like to go fly and enjoy that freedom of movement in the skies. We have rocket test stands where we're doing controlled explosions on them every day. We have a boneyard out here for archaic old aircraft that are being stored and dismantled and parted out and eventually disposed of. And we've got some of the highest tech capability on the face of the earth. But all that here is especially impactful because of the community we reside in. Kern is a wonderful county to do business with. It's great to be able to turn permits promptly. It's great to be able to have huge partnerships with the county that supports us out here, because Kern understands that we deliver, as an enterprise, more living wage jobs than any other entity in East Kern. So if you think of it, I am blessed to have about 60 mission partners here. Okay. Those 60 or so mission partners out here hire in total about 3,000 living wage employees. Incredible. Here in this little area of East Kern. We are empowering our local schools, we're empowering local business, and we're setting the standards on civilian flight tests that make an absolute difference to the country and on the corporate level.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. Just to take that a little further, can you, number one, are there any other companies that you want to mention? And number two, are there any of these positions, these jobs that you're referring to that we can talk about a little bit?
So, there's so many diverse organizations here. I run the risk of just leaving out really important people when I sort of start going down that laundry list. You might very well want to just go to our website and take a look at the diverse organizations that are out here. We've got a company here that is flying an eVTOL system designed for electronic transport of people, very similar to what Joby's doing. We've got companies here that are flying supersonic aircraft. We've got companies here that are working on light and efficient access to space and potentially ICBM technologies. We've got companies here that are modifying motorcycles to go really, really fast and be competitive in racing. I mean, the world's your oyster at Mojave, and we provide an economical way for startup companies to quickly move forward in an area of Kern County that's remarkably business friendly and make a difference. Now, you did mention earlier particular jobs and trades. So this airport, frankly, any large airport, is a little city. So, I can hear in the background down the hall a vacuum cleaner. So yes, there's room for custodians here. You know what has to happen around that runway on a daily basis? Groundskeepers have to make certain we knock the grass and the weeds back, because let me tell you, a blade of grass can crack a runway. We have people who do plumbing work. We have people who do carpentry. We have a huge capability of a need for real intellectual capital, mostly in aerospace engineering. But in all the engineering disciplines, we can usually make use of those particular skill sets. So many of these, say, stratolaunch engineers will have a mechanical engineering degree. Some will have electrical engineering degrees, but there is a definite impact for that engineering program. And we're working closely with CSUB, for instance, to make certain that we have those close ties. Okay. So as they till the soil, grow the engineer, we can help harvest that fruit and make a difference to those programs that those people get involved with.
That sounds awesome. I say it's time to get in the van and go for a tour.
Let's do it.
All right. And now we're outside where we just got to witness an F-18 landing. And Dr. Smith, what other amazing things are happening out here?
Well, there's stuff going on amazingly all the time. As a matter of fact, right there is an F-35 Joint Strike Fighter.
I'm going to have to ask you to repeat that.
So right there was an F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. I didn't know they were coming in. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but that's exciting for what we're doing. We're standing here on one of the several business sides of our flight line. We're adjacent to National Test Pilot School, and we're adjacent to a key enabler here, which is our fire department. We have highly trained professional airport firefighters here that are ready to ensure that if that flight test mission, that by nature of it being flight test, absorbs some risk. If we need to take care of that, we've had a disaster of some kind, they're ready to instantly respond and make certain that we preserve life, limb, and property across the board. And we got another one of those noisy airplanes going by.
And what was that?
Another F-35. And also here is our control tower. So it's a very diverse field, especially when we mix our huge content of general aviation aircraft with our highly technical aircraft that are doing flight tests and something you just saw, drop-in military aircraft. So we need highly trained air traffic controllers to make certain we ensure safety and separation across the board while we do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure glad that those F-35s are on our side.
Yeah, you bet. And then right behind me is National Test Pilot School. We talked about that a little earlier. Remarkable assortment of aircraft. You see a lot of conventional propeller-driven aircraft out here. I will tell you they also have supersonic aircraft. They have foreign jet aircraft. The Impala is one of those, the leader. They fly several L-39s, which is a Czech-produced trainer. They have in storage right now a MiG-21 that we drove by a few minutes ago, dating back to the Vietnam conflict. And they have supersonic aircraft with F-5s and T-38s. So every capability you can have in a test pilot program, they have right here at Mojave.
That's fantastic. Is there anything else you want to share from this particular part of this place?
Sure. Behind that building, and you can't see it now, is Stargazer, which is the world's last operational L-1011. It's flown by Northrop Grumman as a launch platform for horizontally launched access to space systems. So if you think of it, put a rocket under the belly of that L-1011. It goes up as high as it can. It launches that rocket. Now that rocket doesn't have to waste fuel to get from the ground to that first 30 or 40 or 50,000 feet. It can go from there and seek orbital attitudes.
And right behind us is what is referred to as the boneyard. Dr. Smith, can you talk about what's behind us and what we're looking at?
So we're really looking at the history of aviation. I mean, in all reality, these were airliners, cargo aircraft. People have ridden on these jets. And due to economies and changes in technology and newer, more fuel-efficient aircraft, these are retired platforms. And if an airliner were to buy a new airplane, they have to take it all the way to full disposal. So we have a company here where these airlines can retire their aircraft that will slowly but surely chip away at those airplanes and very often resell parts or just resell the materials themselves over time. So it's a capability that really enhances aviation worldwide. And it's another one of those little things, a little different, but it's here at Mojave. And of note, going over us all is the Spirit of Mojave, a 747 operated by Stratolaunch, and behind us is a rocket test stand used by Virgin Galactic. So it's an amazing little hub that we're sitting in of aerospace.
And now we're back where we started. What a wonderful tour we've had. Thank you very much, Dr. Smith, for that. And before we fully wrap up, I want to give you a chance to offer some closing remarks, but I would love for you to talk a little bit more about the commute that exists between some of your population bases that provide the staffing out here. What have employers done to try to accommodate that for their staff?
Great. So the majority of our employees out here, our teammates, live in Lancaster, Palmdale, Cal City, or Tehachapi. I live in Palmdale myself, and for me, it's right at 34 miles portal to portal to come here. Takes me just about a half hour to drive to work. So it's not a long commute by any means, but understanding that there is a commute involved, several of our mission partners have actually set up shuttles so that they are bringing their employees to and from work here. It's very important that we constantly focus on maintaining high quality standards of quality of life, those resources out here for our employees, because the fact is the aerospace industry is very competitive. And it is not uncommon for Northrop to want people from Scaled and Lockheed to want people from Strato and vice versa. So we want to maintain that high quality of life. Mojave does that. I did want to mention one other thing, and I've mentioned this before, but not here today. I think if you get to be an employee with one of the teammates we have here, our mission partners at Mojave, I like the analogy of Major League Baseball. So you've made it to the show, right? You're in the big time. But I can't have that big time without a AAA team. Right. So I need colleges and universities. I can't have a AAA team without a AA team. So I need community colleges, JCs, and high-end tech schools. I can't have that without a single A team. So I need high school focused programs to drive people towards the intellectual capital or the skill sets to do the hard work of wrench bending, building aircraft, and maintaining this remarkable facility. That analogy goes all the way down to Little League and T-ball. So I've got to have somebody in a kindergarten class telling these young members of our workforce of tomorrow, you can actually do this. Yeah. And I don't care which side of the tracks you're from. Right. You can do this. Right. You can make it to the show. Yeah, that's beautiful. And what a way to wrap this up. I want to thank you again for the tour, for all the education. We have a ton of opportunities for people to be employed out here doing amazing work that you can't do anywhere else, really. And so thank you again. And for Higher Road Episode 2, we're out.